Good morning, everybody. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with you, all of you one more time. We're gonna start today's meeting right now, guys. Thank you, Marianela, Erika, Juan Carlos, Fabrizio. Thank you so much for joining today's meeting. Okay, today we are going to go over a set of different activities in order to review the different things that were included. The different activities that were included in the self-study guideline number 2. We will also see some different parts on campus. I will try to show you that. We will carry some exercises and we will also use different, let's say, tools to develop today's meeting. So thanks again for joining. It's a pleasure, guys. I know that, well, some of you may have had some difficulties lastly related to the groups. Maybe there were some little confusions about little details, but thank you guys for doing your best, for being here. It's a pleasure. I really appreciate your commitment, your responsibility to be here, to take the time to meet even in the online form. Thank you so much because you take this seriously, and I encourage you to continue working as hard as you can, to participate as much as you can in the forums that are enabled for all of you in the platform, and to post any question, to post your activities, the ones you are required to, and you will be receiving your grades soon this week. If you remember, you were requested to work in an evaluated activity already. So all of you will be receiving your scores these coming days, okay? So let me go ahead and show you right now today's agenda. So allow me just a moment, guys, to show you this. Okay, guys. Once again, welcome back to English Conversation 3 second online workshop. It's a pleasure for me to be with all of you today and to continue working together, to continue doing our best to improve our English skills. Remember, guys, that this space is for you to clarify doubts, make any question you may have, or just to practice your English. And in my opinion, the main idea here is that you practice your English, okay? That you talk the most. Since this is English conversation, you are required to participate a lot. So please take advantage of that. Participate as much as you can. Please use only English. You're not allowed, well, we're not allowed to use Spanish or any other language you may know. So please, guys, let's do our best to practice our English because this is the main idea from today's meeting. So let me go ahead and show you now the agenda for today's meeting. We're gonna watch a video first that has to do with the main ideas from units 2 and 3. If you remember, those were the units included, or at least that the ones that were assigned for these 2 weeks. So please pay careful attention to that because that video contains, let's say, the main topic or the main idea about one of the units to be studied. Thank you so much for writing in the chat. Please make sure you write something. You write good morning, hello everybody, it's nice to be here, anything. At least hello, okay? And that way you will let me know that you were here at the same time. So, after watching a video, we're gonna go over a warm-up activity. This is a very simple warm-up activity. What I need to know, or I want to know, your opinion about lies. Sorry, in the reasons people use to tell lies, or the reason people avoid being honest. Then we're gonna work on some exercises that are suggested activities for today's meeting. We will see how people express opinions in English. Sorry. We will see the use of modals for certainty and for some other reasons. And we will take a personality quiz. We will talk about adjective clauses. We will also see statements about lies. And at the end, we will finish with the closure and the reminders. So thanks again, guys, for being here. Well, the first thing we're gonna do is to take some time before going over the video. We're gonna take some time for you to clarify any doubt. Maybe you say, Leek, I want to ask you this or that. So now's your time, guys. I don't know if you have any question about the contents that were assigned. I mean, the units to be studied from for weeks 2 and 3. If you don't have any question now, but later you remember or anything you didn't understand or you didn't fully comprehend, please let me know, guys. I will be delighted or more than glad to help you. So, does anyone have a question? Okay, feel free to ask any question one more time if you don't have a question now, but later, some minutes later, you remember anything. You may also write it in the chat if you want, okay? And I will be glad to answer you, to help you. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of you already in the meeting. Thank you so much. So please pay attention to the following, guys. This is a video, one more time, about lying. Why do people lie? Or at least, what are the reasons people lie? There are so many reasons nowadays for people to lie. And we need to know those reasons. We need to understand people's point of view, because not all of the people lie for the same reasons. There are different things that make people to lie. So allow me just a moment to show you the video again. Wait a minute, please. I'm trying to play a video. This maybe here. So please allow me a moment, guys, because I think I didn't share the computer sound. Here we go again. So this is the one. Okay, finally here. So please pay attention, guys, because later I will be asking some questions to you. I want to listen to some of you to check your understanding on this topic. So please pay careful attention to the following.
Number one reason that people lie, it's to avoid punishment. So people lie and are less than honest to avoid some sort of punishment. And an example of that could be you're pulled over by the police and the police ask you why you were speeding and you say something like, I had an urgent family matter to take care of. So that would be an example of people lying to avoid a ticket or some sort of fine or punishment. Number two reason that people lie, it would be to obtain some sort of reward or reinforcer. So that could mean, from a behavior analytics standpoint, it could mean any of the four functions: get attention, escape something, get access to some tangible things, or it could mean some sensory experience. The third reason that people lie is to protect another person that they care about from some form of punishment. So if you're the one driving along in the car as a passenger and the police pull over the driver, who could be your husband or wife, and the police ask the person why they were speeding, and the driver says, well, I had an urgent matter, a family matter, and then the police looks over to the passenger, and the passenger goes along with the lie and says, yes, we had an urgent matter, then it was to protect another person they love or care about. The fourth reason that people lie is to protect themselves from physical harm. And an example of that could be, an 11-year-old child answers the door when a stranger knocks, and they may have been told to say something misleading. If they were home alone and they're 11 years old and there could be physical danger from a stranger knocking at the door, they may have been told to lie and say, my father's sleeping right now, so just come back at a different time. That'd be an example of avoiding some physical harm or unknown danger. The fifth reason that Dr. Paul Ekman indicates in his years of research that people lie is to win admiration. So that's definitely, from a behavior analytic lens, to win admiration would be for social attention. So examples of that could be a politician being less than honest about their history and the skeletons in their closet, so that way they can win an election. Sound familiar? The sixth reason that people lie, according to Dr. Ekman's years of seminal research, people may lie to get out of certain social situations. So we've all been in that situation where we were asked to go attend a family party or some kind of event that we don't want to do. That's an awkward social situation. And, someone may be less than honest and say, oh, we don't have a babysitter tonight, so we cannot attend the social function. So it's to avoid an awkward situation socially, which would be an escape function, according to behavior analysis. The seventh reason that people lie, according to Dr. Ekman, would be to avoid embarrassment, or actually, from a behavior analytics standpoint, it would be to escape something. So, for example, if a kid stands up and there's a wet seat and they're around their peers and they had, say, for example, a urine accident, they're going to lie and say that to avoid embarrassment, the child might say, the seat was wet, what happened? And really, they may have had a bowel or a urine accident. So that would be to avoid embarrassment. Number 8, the eighth reason that people lie, according to Dr. Paul Ekman, would be to maintain privacy. So people sometimes are less than honest just to avoid a secret getting out, and it's usually an escape function. And number 9, the ninth and final reason that people lie is to exercise power or control over a target, or that might mean a person or something. So people may be trying to exercise influence or power over someone, so they're less than honest. Now that one's a little more complicated from a behavior analytics standpoint, which function that is, but that's the 9th reason. And just for, staying tuned, we're going to throw out a bonus reason that people lie. Number 10, and the bonus is that you lie because you're a politician. Just kidding. If you'd like to know more about Dr. Paul Ekman's research.
Okay, guys. So, in your personal opinion, what do you think is like one of the main reasons from the one mentioned in the video? What is one or two or maybe more of the reasons that we use to lie?
That's a good video and topic, especially because most of the time I think that we need to lie, but in special situations. For example, I think when you are trying to get a job, an interview, suppose that you are in front of the interviewer, could you tell me something about yourself? What is your strength? What is your weaknesses? And nobody wants to speak about weaknesses because they think, no, if I think this, or if I speak about this, maybe I didn't get the job. But I think this is the reason, because they obviously, we need to get the job. We need to say some layers about it. And I really agree with this, with admiration, because I think this is about your with in a group with the social. This is about society, because if you win admiration, most of the people want to be like you, but at the same time, they in what moment they will discover what the kind of people that you are. And another point of view is about maintaining privacy. I think this is related to the for artist people, they all the time trying to say liars because they really love their privacy, right? And about another is exercise power of control. Most of the time, as human, we need to do, or we need to think that we have the control. For that reason, we are trying to say some lies. And the last one for me is about protection. Obviously, if you want to protect your family, if you are a father, you obviously you want to protect your kids, especially in front of the teacher. But your daughter, your son, they didn't do the verbal. Oh, come on, he did it. But you know that that's a lie. That kind of situation sometimes could be funny, but for me, this is my opinion, teacher. But really good.
Thank you so much, Fabricio. Such a nice opinion. I totally agree with you in most of the things you mentioned, because there are different reasons, and the ones that were mentioned in the video were quite good. Juan Carlos, you want to add something else, Juan Carlos?
Yes, I want to agree with something else. Definitely, Dr. Paul mentioned nice form or ways to lie, but I think protection to protect your family probably will be the main lie you can say in any situation you are. Or other, the 9 is get a control. I mean, when I especially, I'm going to talk about the politics, but we are living in any situation right now about the politics in this country. As you know, if you want to get the control, definitely you have to lie at the people, especially at the big people. But I don't want to talk about politics, but I don't know if you understand me. If you want to get the control, you have to lie. The politician, they used to say a lot of lies to get the control over the people. That's my opinion.
That's totally true, and I think that happens in a lot of countries, not only here in our country. That's what politics or politicians do, right? They will lie to people to try to get their attention, and also their, I don't know, try to get people acceptance. There are so many things people say nowadays, but the most clear example are politicians. So and you, if you pay attention, the video was from USA maybe, and the same happens almost all around the world. Politicians are seen as a reference of lies. Is there somebody else who wants to participate in this part and share his or her opinion?
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Yes. I think we most of the time lie when we are children, when we are younger, and that's because we want to avoid a punishment. Even in school, we never say that to the teachers when we make a mistake, because we don't want the teacher put some punishment to us. I think another thing is that when we are just adults, we want to avoid the embarrassment when we are working or we are in a social place. Something happened and we say, okay, that wasn't a mistake. Was something else. So we start lying because we don't want to be embarrassed in front of people, and that's very common. And the other thing that I agree with the video is that politicians are liars. They always lie. They never say the truth, and probably because they want to get the power, and also they want to get like a position. So that is something that happens everywhere. Politicians always tell lies to people, and sometimes we say many lies when we want to protect our family. So if you want to protect your sons, your daughters, your wife, your husband, so you say a lie in front of another person that you think that that person will do something bad to your family or tell something bad. So it's very common to lie. And the good part is that sometimes we need to analyze if it is okay to lie or to say the truth, because sometimes it's not necessary to lie to people. That's my opinion.
Okay, thank you so much, Jose Maria. It's been a whole process. If you pay attention, guys, we have been liars maybe our whole lives. We have told lies to so many people in our lives. So we are not like outside that part. We all lie. If you say that you don't lie, you're actually lying. So this is something that is common among all of us. Okay. So, but the most important thing, in my opinion, is that we avoid doing that the most we can. Okay. We for sure will tell lies anytime, but we should think about that as something that is not correct, and we should try to avoid it. That's my opinion. Okay, is there anyone else, the last person who wants to participate in this? Remember, guys, hello. Marianela, go ahead.
Well, I think people tell lies because they don't want to be rejected. There is a strong fear of not belonging to a group, to the family or friends. And I really think that the Salvadorans don't know how to say no. And I think it's because our society is difficult. We compare ourselves a lot. We always want to be the better or the best in the class. We have learned to don't tell the truth because that exposes us to other people. And children learn to tell lies because they don't want to be punished, and they want to have attention. And when we grow up, that behavior is maintained, and we lie to the police, we lie to the church, we lie to our family and our teacher about our homework. And I agree with Dr. Ekman that we like to maintain our privacy also because our society is too violent to be transparent. And that's my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marianela. I totally agree with you. There are different reasons for us to lie, to keep our privacies, to protect a loved one, to get power, as you said. So many different reasons. Thank you so much for the ones to the ones who participated in this. Remember, guys, that this is the space for you to practice your English. So please take advantage of this. You are here to talk as much as you can. So now, let me just go ahead and continue with today's agenda. If you look at the chat box, guys, I shared a link with all of you. I need you to go to that link. Can you see the link in the chat?
Yes.
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 Okay. So please go ahead, guys, and access that link. In the meantime, I will share my screen again to let you see what the activity is about. Okay, so we're gonna have a brainstorming now based on the same question. Why do people lie? So please go ahead, guys, and share your ideas over there. And let's see what are the ones that are like more common among all of us. Go ahead. Please take into account also the reasons we lie to someone, okay? Not only people in general, but also us. Why do we lie? Go ahead. Okay, so the reasons, according to you, for people to lie is to avoid punishment, to get power, to get attention. Attention goes with double T. As an excuse, that's right. To protect someone, to avoid being fired, that's right. To get a control, to avoid punishment. Sometimes it has to do with self-esteem, that's right. Maybe someone doesn't have a good self-esteem. To protect privacy, to avoid hurting anyone, that's right. When a mistake is made, so you don't want to recognize your mistakes, that's also another reason. Because they are afraid, that's right. Very good. Let me see. To get attention, to have something, that's right. So maybe, and that happens a lot when you are a kid, or maybe as adults. You want to get something, so you don't tell the truth, you lie. Narcissism is another good point, that's right. And we will see something about that in some minutes. To protect ourselves sometimes, as the speaker in the video mentioned, the kids answering at the door, they tell a lie to protect family. To survive, some people may lie to others to survive, can be. Culture, does culture have something to do here? Do you think that Salvadorans are liars? What do you think, guys?
Most of the time.
Most of the time, that's right. Very good. Let's see. Survive to keep. When someone is sad, that's right. Maybe you ask someone, "Are you okay?" And they don't tell you the truth. They say, "I'm okay," but that's not real. So that's another reason. A lack of empathy as well. Fears. That's right. To have to make new friends. Yes. To be part of a group, for example. Social pressure and all those things have to do with lying as well. Ego can be another reason. Very good. Let me see what else. So basically, we have read most of your inputs, guys. Thank you so much. So you can see that there are many different reasons that people use to lie. Well, all of us. So thank you so much for participating in this. Now let me go ahead and continue with the rest of today's agenda. So now let's move on to the activities. We are going to go over right now we're gonna go over a set of activities, and these activities are meant to help you reinforce what you have studied during these last 2 weeks, okay? So let me go ahead and show you now part of the textbook. If you have your textbooks with you guys, it will be awesome if you open this document as well. But if you don't worry, I will show you right now. Allow me just a moment, please. So let me see, this is the one. Okay, guys, so right now we're gonna have a little discussion about the questions on page 42. Okay. We're going to be working together here. We will discuss our ideas about the following questions. Let me go ahead and scroll down a little bit. So we're going to read it first together, and then we will listen to what you think about this. So let me see. Let me ask Alvaro Jose. Alvaro Jose, you have been so quiet, shy today. I don't know what happens to you, Alvaro. Are you okay? Alvaro? Hello? Alvaro, I cannot hear you.
Hello, now?
Hello. Yes, now I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, I'm having problems with my laptop. So I am watching the presentation on the laptop, but I need to use the cell phone to speak.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for your efforts. Can you please read idea number 1?
Sure. Goodwin, right?
That's right.
Goodwin claims that the basis of lying is narcissism. In other words, people lie in order to feel better about themselves. Does that idea make sense to you? Why or why not?
Thank you so much, Alvaro. So the first question I have for you is, do you know what narcissism is? Any idea?
People who extremely love themselves.
That's right. People who extremely love themselves. So according to the dictionary, narcissism is excessive love of oneself. Okay? And sometimes, believe it or not, this can become a weird or sexual desire for one's own body, according to what I read. Weird, but real. So guys, if narcissism is excessive love of oneself, and Goodwin claims that the basis of lying is narcissism. In other words, people lie in order to feel better about themselves. So it means that you love yourself a lot. So you will not tell the truth if you will be put into a condition that makes you feel bad or embarrassed, for example. So guys, does this idea make sense to you? Do you think this is okay to love oneself extremely? So you have to lie to look better before people? What do you think?
I think it's true because the person narcissist only think I love me, I don't care the other people. So I think it's true. Narcissist lie for the reason.
A narcissist does that. Very good. Thank you so much. Somebody else, guys? Thank you, Erica. Somebody else?
Yes, teacher.
What's your opinion?
Yeah, sometimes we used to say where we are making some bad action, we used to say, or we used to thought, or we used to think, this is my way. I really love how I am, or how I are. But definitely for the big reason for the other person, our attitude, it could be bad because we are hurting other people. But sometimes we are proud of. I mean, some people they are proud of ourselves, but definitely that way they are working inside. Their feeling is really bad. I think everybody we are sometimes narcissists in any situation. That's my my opinion.
Maybe right. Maybe we are like that in a determined situation. Maybe not all the time, but sometimes. And that, in my opinion, the problem is that we, or maybe people, narcissistic people, don't consider others. They don't care if they hurt others, even if they have to lie to protect themselves, to show themselves the love they have for themselves. They will lie, no matter the consequences. And that's awful, in my opinion. Somebody else, guys, who wants to participate in this situation one? Yes?
Yes, teacher.
Go ahead.
I think that people who love themselves don't think about others and only want their well-being, and no matter what happens to other people.
That's totally right. They don't consider others. Thank you, Gladys. So let's move on to number 2 now. So let me ask Fabrizio. Fabrizio, can you please read number 2?
Yes. What kind of
Go ahead.
white lies or half-truth have you told? Referring to the chart on page 39 in 40, use Dr. Edman's taxonomy of lies to describe dishonesty. Describe a situation in which you didn't tell the whole truth. Do you regret it or not? Explain it. And my opinion about this question, I think that sometimes we need to say some kind of white lies. For example, if you go to the doctor or with some family and the diagnosis is really bad. The situation here is how you can explain to the rest of the family about these issues, because I think that Marianela was talking about this in the forum, and the way that she transformed the explanation for the rest of the family about this situation. I think that in that situation is really good to say white lies, because that could be really the impact, or your family could get some kind of shock about the news, especially if you speak about some illness from your parents, or especially person that you really love, and you try to explain this complicated situation about it. That's my opinion.
Thank you, Fabrizio. That's totally true, okay? It's really, really hard or complicated sometimes to tell the truth in situations like those situations. Yeah. It's quite difficult. I've been in that situation, you know. My grandpa was really sick some days ago, and well, he was taken to the hospital, and he was diagnosed with cancer. And believe it or not, well, everyone in the family hasn't told him the truth. He thinks that he's sick. Well, he feels bad, but he doesn't know now the real reason. There will be one day, I think, that when someone would be like in an obligation to tell him the truth. But it's really, really hard, because you don't find the correct words, you don't find the proper moment, because in my opinion there is not a proper moment to give some news like that, like those. So well, I don't know if you would regret sorry, if you would regret avoiding telling the truth or not in situations like those. So thank you so much, Fabrizio. Is there somebody else who wants to participate in this situation number 2?
Yes,
Go
yes.
ahead.
Sometimes the life is so difficult, so the truth can impact and not have positive results. So it's better if we soften the truth, especially with older people or children. Well, we must tell the truth, but in another way, and different, to get better results. That's my opinion.
That's right. And you mentioned something important. Children. Imagine when you have to give a difficult news to a child. I remember that some years ago, a friend of mine died, and he was the father of a 5 to 6 year old girl. And I remember that her mother couldn't find the words to tell her that her dad was dead. So imagine uh, what can be the words to use in situations like those, because you cannot say the truth, like using words that are not proper for a child. So maybe sometimes you have to lie. You have to say he's in another country. He will come one day. He's working. He's far away. It's quite difficult. So sometimes those are considered white lies, in my opinion, or maybe you say half of the truth, because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Okay, so the last person for this situation number 2. Who wants to be the last one?
Me, teacher.
Go ahead, please.
Lying has long been a part of everyday life. We couldn't get through the day without being deceptive. Professor Leonard Sachs of Brandeis University, Boston, Massachusetts. Do you agree or disagree with Professor Sachs? Explain.
So what do you think, Yesenia? What do you think, Yesenia, about this?
I agree with him because I get an example. For example, in our job, in the work, maybe there are situations that you use to in order to get some benefit. For example, if you want to reset, you say that you are sick, but maybe you are not, and it is very common, and it's like a part of the job. We imagine that all the people that are sick is because they want to rest. Maybe that's true or not. Or another example is that when we are new in the job, you would like to impress to your boss, but you are learning. Maybe you make some mistakes and you try to avoid something that could hire you because you are new, but there are some things that you can avoid, but another thing that you can't avoid. So it is my personal opinion.
And you're correct. In my opinion, you're correct, okay? Lying has long been part of everyday life for everyone. Maybe now it's 8:52 and maybe we have told some lies already to someone, okay? Maybe your classmates who are not in the meeting told someone, I have a meeting today. I cannot be with you. I cannot go that place. And they're not here. Who knows? I'm just giving you an example, okay? I'm not telling that your classmates are liars. I don't know if you have watched that movie. There is a movie, a Jim Carrey's movie, Liar Liar, where he's a lawyer and he's forced to say the truth for a whole day. Have you watched that movie, guys?
Yeah.
A few
Yes.
times.
Many times.
Yeah. So imagine us being in a situation like that when we could not say a single lie for a whole day, 24 hours. Imagine. So how would you feel, or what results do you think you would get at the end of the day? Who can tell me? Who can tell me, guys? Or do you agree with the statement that we couldn't get through the day without telling a lie?
Well, what is ironic, because I wasn't a liar. My whole life was a lie. But after living 3 years in a rehabilitation center, I decided to stop lying. And I said to myself, and I made a compromise with my God, and I say I have to start living in a different way. So I stopped lying, but people never believe me. So they call me a liar when I stopped being a liar. Wow, that was ironic. But I think
My
we learn how to lie, like Mr. Argueta. I think he was mentioning, since we are kids, because sometimes we don't like, for example, what our mothers cook, and what we said, no, no, I'm not hungry. Or if we are visiting somebody and we don't like what they are offering for to eat, we say, no, no, thanks, I already ate. And lying goes on and on around our life, and not just as narcissism, because I grew up that word self-esteem, because when we have a low self-esteem also, we need to lie to match with the other people, to feel like we are at the same level with them. So I think even if when we don't want it, we need to lie sometimes. And Fabricio,
That's right.
I think he was mentioning about getting a job, for example. And sometimes people lie because they say they have a lot of experience, but the other way is also a big problem, because in a resume, you like in my case, I've been like in 15 different jobs. I can't write that in a resume, because the people who is going to hire me is going to say, no, no, this people is unstable, we can hire him. So I have to cut some jobs and put 3 or 5 of them, and that's it. Thanks, Lee.
Okay. Thank you so much. Such a wonderful experience. Thank you for sharing with us your points of view, your experiences as well, Alvaro. Okay, I see some hands up, so let's listen to Juan Carlos now, then Marianela, and then we will listen to Jose Maria. Okay, go ahead, Juan Carlos.
Yes, teacher. As we know, we can find lie everywhere, especially into the Bible. If you remember when Peter lied about to say Jesus Christ, and we know we used to say lies sometimes to save us or save other person or to survive, as we wrote before. But in my opinion, the pain, I agree with Alvaro when he mentioned about rehab, uh, or when become a Christian, probably you start to stop saying lying, because you think, if I continue lying, probably I'm gonna receive a punishment from the heaven. but it's a good way to start to stop, say like become a Christian or may some rehabilitation, something like that.
It's quite important to mention examples. Thank you for mentioning the one in the Bible, which are even examples that lies have been part of our lives for so many years. I think lies are part of our personality in a certain way. Marianela, go ahead.
And I agree with that, teacher. Perhaps society is designed with too strict and perfect parameters that do not consider that we are human, that we make mistakes, that we get sick, and that force us to change the truth. So rules should be created for humans, not to be perfect. And that's the reason that my classmates say I have to lie in my job, or I cannot say that I work in many things, or I cannot say that I have 3 mayors or 2 mayors, because that's strange. You are the weird girl or weird guy. But that's my opinion.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. And by the way, guys, I really like your post in the forum, in the evaluated forum. I will show you some in some minutes, but thank you so much for the ones who have been participating over there. Remember that that was an evaluated activity. So one more time, you will be receiving your scores in the coming days. Yesterday was actually the last day for you to post. So posts from today will not be accepted because one more time, yesterday was the last day. But thank you guys for your participation in that. Jose Maria. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So, in my opinion, with the professor, I think we lie every day and in any place. For example, in my job, sometimes we have meetings and one of our colleagues is late. So then we call him and he says, okay, I'm on the way to the office and I'm having trouble with the car or something else. But then when you are listening to him, you listen the shower or something else. So then you say, wow, this person is not coming by a car, he's just taking a shower. And in the case of people who are like Christians or they go to an evangelic church, I believe that even they have that rule that they have to not say any lie, they also lie because that is very common. Sometimes lies are like a half lie or a very small lie, like do not eat that because then you will get sick, for example. And even that is not true, but we are just put that as a warning to that person. So some Christians do that not just to make something bad, just to protect that person. That's why it's a lie. But if we are like a evangelical person and we say a lie to destroy another person, that is really bad because it's something that will harm a person. And that is not good with the Bible because the Bible says many things that Christians should not do. So I think lies are everywhere. So even I think today, most of us in this class lie to a person in the morning or to our sons or to our family. Probably. I'm just guessing. Thanks.
Okay. You know what? I was thinking about the example you mentioned. I remember that that something like that happened to me when I was at the university. We were working as a group. We were working. Well, we were around. There were 4 or 6 of us working in a group, and we have a deadline to deliver a homework assignment. And I remember that there was a classmate that didn't send his part. And when we called him by phone, we told him, we need your part. Please come to the university or send us your part through email. And he told us, I cannot do it because I have a bad connection here in my house. But when we listen to the surrounding or to the background noise, I remember that it sounded as if he was at the beach. He was enjoying going around the beach, but he was not at home. That's my point. Okay, and we were really stressed, worried about the assignment, and that is what happens almost everywhere. People will always tell lies to avoid being ashamed or embarrassed. That is what happens. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Let's now move to a different activity because of time. Let me go ahead and move to page 51. So let me see. Now, if you remember, guys, the grammar structure here was about modals to talk about degrees of certainty. Well, we use modals for different reasons, and one of the ways to use modals is to show certainty. Okay, so I'm gonna read the first part, and some of you will help me read the examples. It goes like this: use modals to express different degrees of certainty about the present, the past, and the future. So the model you use shows how strongly you believe something is true or not. For example, if you are almost certain, you will use must. In the present, for example, we have an example over there. So let me see. Claudia Beatriz, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Claudia Beatriz, can you please read the first example here? The student's paper.
Okay. Can you hear me right without any interference?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay. The students' papers are identical, although they insist they didn't cheat. Clearly, one of them must be lying.
Okay, so over there you see that the teacher is almost certain. He says the papers are identical. They insist they didn't cheat. Clearly, one of them must be lying. So he's almost certain. What about in the past? In the past, we use must plus have plus the past participle, or must have. Okay, we can also contract it in that way. So let's read the example. Let me see, Alvaro. Read the example in the past tense, please.
The same she was reading. The students
Yes,
papers.
But the second one, he claimed.
Now he claimed to have received a music award in high school, but there, I should say it in past tense, right? Or just like this.
You just read it. You just read it, okay?
Okay, but there is no official record on it. He must have lied on his application.
So this is something that happened in the past, okay? He must have lied on his application. So it was not true that he received a music award in high school, okay? So if you are almost certain, guys, about something or about something that is true or not, you use must. Now, if you are almost certain, we use can't or couldn't. Okay? So in the present and in the future. Let's read the first example. Let me see. Erica Sophia. Can you read the first example, Erica?
He's excuse me. That.
Yes, his excuse.
Okay. It's really hard to read, but I tried. So his excuse for missing the exam due to illness can't possibly be true. I just know he's telling a big fat whopper.
Okay, thank you so much. So if you see over there, it says that his excuse for missing the exam due to illness can't possibly be true. Okay, you're almost certain. Okay, and you're using it in a negative way as well to say that something is not true. Fat whooper. That's a phrase. Okay. So in the past we use can't or couldn't plus have plus the past participle or couldn't be. Okay. So let's read the example quickly. Let me see. Marianela, can you please read the second example?
Okay, I'm shocked. The university presidents couldn't have committed plagiarism in his speech. He's known for his impeccable integrity.
Okay, so thank you so much, guys. Remember that
Teacher, your microphone is mute.
my goodness, sorry. So this is one more time, guys, for certainty, to make predictions, to say something is true or not. So this is in the past tense. I'm shocked the university's president couldn't have committed plagiarism in his speech. So you cannot believe that he committed plagiarism. And this is in the past tense, one more time. And if you are quite sure, for future, you use should or oughta. And let's read the example. Juan Carlos, please. Read the example. Due to improvements in technology.
Okay, teacher. I will. Due to improvement in technology, brain scans should soon be able to help us detect liars and cheaters more accurately.
Thank you so much. So this is for future predictions as well, okay? We're talking about certainty. Due to the improvements in technology, brain scans should soon be able to help us detect liars. Imagine, guys, having brain scan detectors to tell us, so who is lying? My God. Past tense, should plus have plus past participle. Let's listen to Fabricio. Second example, Fabricio, please.
Okay. He should have read the university's honor code by now. All first-year students do.
Very good. So this was in past tense again. He should have or he should have read the university's honor code by now. Now, if you are less certain, we use could, may, or might, okay, for present or future tense. Now, quickly, let's listen to Yesenia Guadalupe. Can you please read the first example of there, Yesenia?
Okay.
The final grades.
The final grade in the professor class look a bit inflated here. He might be setting them to make himself look like a better teacher.
My goodness, imagine a teacher like that changing the grades of his students just to look like a good teacher. My God. So one more time. This is for certainty, less certain, but in the present or in the future. Could, may, or might. But what about in the past? In the past, we use could, may, might, plus have, plus the past participle. Okay. And let's read the example quickly. So let me ask Maria, can you please read the last example? Walt has always been so honest.
Okay. Walt has always been so honest, but he might have cheated on the exam because of the intense competition and the pressure from his parents.
Okay, thank you so much. So you see here, he might have cheated on the exam because of the intense competition and pressure from his parents. So this is something that happened in the past. So now, guys, I need you to please work on exercises on the following pages. Well, this is actually exercise number 3. So let me go ahead and move now.
3.
This is the one, okay? So because of time, I need you to work individually, but you need to complete the conversation, okay? So, for example, student A says, did Maria know that her boyfriend lied to her about his whereabouts last Saturday night? And the student B says, well, she must have, or must have, okay? She told me she was pretty sure she saw his car in front of Sarah's apartment. So I need you to do this to complete the conversation like this. So go ahead, guys. There are only 4 sentences. So student A asks the question and student B answers the question. So I'm gonna give you 5 minutes for you to do this, to complete these 4 sentences, and then we will listen to some of you, okay? Do you have any question? Do you understand what you're gonna do? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. You have 5 minutes.
Teacher.
Hello?
Hello, teacher.
Yes?
I
Alvaro?
understood what to do, but this is the problem I have already. I am showing you my laptop. I don't know if you
Yes?
can see it. Right, you can see it, right?
Yes?
And I don't know, but the toolbar is frozen. I can use only the screen and not anything else. Nothing work. No word, the audio, or I can speak to the laptop neither. So I can use anything here. I have all my
So it means you
documents.
cannot use your computer.
Yeah, just as a screen. I'm using just as a second screen right now. I don't know what's wrong with this.
Okay. Okay, so if you can work with the things you can see on my screen, that's awesome, okay, Alvaro? So you don't rely on your computer.
No,
You just
doesn't
look
work.
at
See,
my screen.
yeah, just look at them.
Okay, but that's what you have to use, okay? The conversation. That's what you have to
Okay.
use now. Don't worry. Rosie Bell. Rosie Bell, can you please go back to the grammar part? Okay. So give me just some minutes because Rosie Bell wants to take a picture, I think. So let me show you again, Rosie Bell. No, this was not the grammar part. So it was, this is the one. Okay, so I will scroll down and you let me know. Because there is something else below. May I go ahead? Okay, and this is the other part, Rosabelle and everybody. Okay, so continue, guys. Exercise 3, pages 50, 53 and 54. This is the one. Guys, let me know if you finish, please. And we will go over this. Please take into account the example that is up, student A and student B. You just have to add the modal verb.
I did it, but I'm not really sure about the answer.
Don't worry, we will check together. Okay, Fabricia, can you please read student A number 1? Just student A, please.
Student A, okay.
Yes.
Student A. Did she tattle on her brother when she found out he had been driving without a license? Must be.
Okay. So, student B, what do you have over there, Fabricio? Student B.
Almost certain. I think that is the same. Must be. Yes, she must be. She looked happy. He looked miserable.
That's right. Very good. That's simply the answer, okay? She must have. She looked happy. He looked miserable. And their parents looked furious. My God. Okay. Very good.
Sorry, but I have a question. About the pronunciation is must have or must be?
Well, as far as I know, it's must have. Okay? Must. Yes, you don't pronounce, let's say, a vowel sound, but you pronounce just v at the end, okay? You don't say v, you say v.
Must have. Okay.
That's
okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Fabricio. Number 2, who wants to read number 2, guys?
Me.
Claudia, please, go ahead.
Okay. Student A and then student B.
Yes.
Did that young Harvard student really write that book that just won a major award? No. No. She couldn't. I believe I'm not if I am mistaken, but I think that is the same model, and because this is the past, is with her. No, she couldn't have. I don't know how could I repeat this contraction, but yeah, no, she couldn't have. The book was too good. In fact, they think she plagiarized 50% of the novel.
Okay, you just say couldn't.
Yeah.
You just have the v again. Couldn't.
Couldn't.
Okay.
Couldn't.
That's
Couldn't.
right. You say
Okay.
couldn't and v at the end.
Okay.
Couldn't.
No, she
That's
couldn't.
right.
Okay.
That's right. So, and that's impossible. That's impossible according to this. She couldn't. The book was too good. In fact, they think that she plagiarized 50% of the novel. My God. Plagiarism, what a problem. Let's continue. Number 3. Who wants to read number 3, guys? Hello?
Me, teacher.
Sir.
Me, teacher.
Juan Carlos. Go ahead, Juan Carlos.
Yes. She refused to look in my eyes when she answered my question. Do you think she was lying? She must want to probably in student B. She must want not making eye contact in one sign of lying, teacher. Probably must want. He must want.
Must want.
Yes.
But why want?
Because when you
add another verb. You don't have to add the verb want, okay? You just have to use the modals. Okay?
She must not making a contact in one sign of lying.
Okay. And
Must,
which is
must.
less certain.
The moral is must. Less certain.
Not really, because the only options you have for that are could have been, might have been, and may have been. Those are the options you have.
Mm-hmm.
So which one do you choose? Juan Carlos.
Sorry, teacher, I didn't pay attention. Did you repeat me?
Listen.
Okay.
We're not using must because must is not an option here. Look, in student A, she refused to look in my eyes when she answered my question. Do you think she was lying? So the option are, could it be being, might it be being, or maybe being. So those are the options that you can use to answer in student B. So which one are we going to use? Juan Carlos.
My.
Okay. Might have been. Okay, that's right. Actually, you can use any, okay? You can use any of those 3 modal verbs, contractions of modal verbs. So, she might have been making eye contact is one sign of lying. Thank you, Juan Carlos. And the last one, number 4, who wants to read it? Hello? Number 4?
Hello.
Jose Maria, go ahead, number 4.
Okay. Did he really have to spend a year in jail for cheating on his taxes? Yes, he must be had to. I heard that he hadn't paid any taxes for 6 years.
My goodness, so, how much money? Okay, very good.
Wow.
That's right. Did he really have to spend a year in jail for cheating on his taxes? Yes, he must have had to. I heard he hadn't paid any taxes for 6 years. My God. Okay, guys. So thank you so much. Let's move on now to a different activity. And I just want to ask you something before going over the next part. Did you find, oh my goodness. Did you find, guys, a personality quiz? A quiz that was mentioned in the self-study guideline number 2. Did you find it?
Yes.
Where? Where did you find it?
I don't quite remember, teacher, being honest, because I don't have the material in front of me, but I did upload it to the forum.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Rosibel. So
Okay.
let me show you a different one. I have a different one for all of you today. So please take some minutes, some time to complete this, okay? This is a personality quiz. So it will tell you, or it will give all of you a result as soon as you finish answering all of the questions. So let me share the link with all of you to the chat now. And please confirm when you see it. Can you see it now?
Yes.
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 So guys, please go
Yes.
ahead, click on that link and take some minutes to answer the questions. And at the end, you will share your results with all of us. Okay? Go ahead.
I got it.
Very good, Erica. So what are your results? Can you share us with us? Can you share them with us, please?
Okay. I know that all people say that about me, the loyal friend.
Okay.
Yes,
You're a loyal friend, according to the
loyal
result.
friend. Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. So do you agree with this? Do you have any other opinion, Erica?
No, I agree with that because all my friends said I are really, really loyal friend. So if you have a problem, I try to listen to you and try to find a solution about that. And my friend, if you are my friend, I give you all my
Loyalty?
oh yes.
Okay,
Yes.
very
For
good.
that reason, I have a few friends, so for that reason, because I really loyal.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. Somebody else, guys?
Center of attention. I can't believe it.
What?
You believe
Again,
that,
please?
Erica? Center of attention. Oh, the
The center of attention.
Yeah.
Patricia.
Yes, it's totally true, teacher. It's true.
Come on.
So this is a good personality quiz. He's telling us the truth about us.
100% true.
100% true. Okay.
Yes.
I'm a go-getter person, not trying to get all the attention. That's not my
Okay.
personality.
So you don't agree?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. The lively center of attention. My goodness. So read the summary, guys. Can you please read your summary, Fabricio?
Excuse me?
Did you get a summary like this, like the one I'm sharing my screen?
Let me check this.
If you scroll down, can you see a summary at the bottom?
Yeah, but
Can you
in my
please
case,
read it?
it's in Spanish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay. I don't know why either. So let's listen to somebody else. Thank you, Patricia.
Okay.
Who else wants to participate? Jose Maria, did you finish?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Who said me before Jose Maria?
Erica.
Erica. Okay, Erica. Can you please read your summary,
Okay.
Erica?
The loyal friend. Others see you as sensible, cautious, careful, and practical. They see you as a clever, gifted, or talent, but modest. Not a person who makes friends too quickly or easily, but someone who's extremely loyal to friends you do make and who expect the same loyalty in return. It's true. Those who really get to know you realize it takes a lot of take your trust in your friends, but equal that it takes you a long time to get over if the truth is ever broken.
Okay, such a wonderful description. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's listen to Jose Maria. Jose Maria, what did you get?
Okay. I got the lively center of attention. So
Okay.
others see you as a fresh, lively, charming, amusing, practical, and always interesting. Someone who's constantly in the center of attention, but sufficiently well balanced not to let it go to their head. They also see you as a kind, considerate, and understanding, someone who always cheer them up and help them out. That's my summary.
My goodness. Okay. People see you as kind, considerate, understanding. Do you agree?
Yeah, sometimes they see me like that. Sometimes.
Okay. Sometimes. Good. Somebody else, guys, who wants to share his or her results? Is there anyone else? No?
The lively center of attention too.
The same. Okay. So all of you like to be the center of attention, guys. It's good to know that. Okay. So let's move on quickly to another activity. This is an activity related to identifying adjective clauses. Okay. So let me go ahead and ask you to help me read or complete the following. So right here, you must identify. A minute. Well, we have to identify clauses in the following sentences. Remember that these clauses begin with relative pronouns. Remember, guys, adjective clauses begin with relative pronouns that refer to an antecedent noun. Thus, we say that the antecedent noun is modified by the adjective clause. So I hope you remember what an adjective clause is from the self-study guideline. If you don't, let's refresh a little bit your knowledge. So let me go ahead and show you the questions, and you will help me answer them. So question number 1, there are actually just 5 questions, simple questions. So let's see if we get 100, if we get a perfect grade. The sentence number 1 is Rosibel Concepcion. Can you read sentence number 1?
Sure. Doctors who study the nervous system are called neurologists.
So for you, Rosibel, what's the adjective clause in that sentence?
Let me think.
Okay. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are called neurologists.
Are you sure? Remember, Rosibel, adjective clauses begin with relative pronouns. So what's the relative pronoun in the sentence? Claudia Beatriz, you want to help?
I'm not quite sure, but I think that the adjective clause here is who.
Who, what else?
Doctor who studied the
Doctor who
nervous
studied
Who
the nervous
studied?
system.
Very good. The adjective clause is who studied the nervous system, because we have the relative pronoun who over there.
Oh yeah, and I said the relative pronoun, right? Who is who?
That's right.
Okay,
Right.
I understand.
Very good. Very good. So, that's right. Very good. Who study the nervous system. That is the adjective clause in the sentence, guys. Please pay attention to that. Adjective clauses describe the noun, the antecedent noun. What is the noun in that sentence? In the sentence, doctors who study the nervous system are called neurologists. What is the noun? The antecedent noun.
Doctor.
Doctors. Very good, because that adjective clause is describing doctors. Very good. Let's move on to the next question. We have 20 points already. Very good. Let's see the second one. So the second question or the second sentence is, some of the dinosaurs that existed 120 million years ago weighed over 5 tons. So let me ask Marianela, what is the adjective clause in that sentence?
That existed 120 million years ago.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Submit my answer. And the answer is correct. Very good. Nice. We got 40 points. Next question quickly. See. Alvaro Jose. The question is,
can any
country, go ahead, read it.
Can any country whose resources are limited afford the luxury of being wasteful? Okay, whose resources are limited?
That's the adjective clauses. That's the adjective clause for you?
Yeah, the second one, yeah.
Okay, whose resources are limited. Let's check. Let's Submit the answer. Submit the answer. And let me see whose requests are limited. Very good. That is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Next question. Let me see. We have 60 points already. So, number 4. Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos, the author whom we have been studying wrote under a pen name. So what's the adjective clause in that sentence?
Okay, let me read. Author. The author whom we have been, sorry. The author wrote under a pen name.
So what's the adjective clause in that sentence? Juan Carlos. Do you think the second one? This one?
No, it's the first one.
The first one. Why?
Whom?
Whom? But why?
Because probably it's a question who is being studying.
No, it is not a question because we don't have a question mark.
3.
Guys, listen, why is this the adjective clause in the sentence?
Because describe a noun.
It is describing a noun. What is the antecedent noun? What is the noun that this adjective clause is describing, guys?
The author.
The author, that's right.
The
author. Any other reason to say that this is an adjective clause? What's another reason to say that this is an adjective clause?
Because we have a relative pronoun.
Because we have a relative pronoun. What is the relative pronoun?
Whom.
Whom. Very good. So that is, or those are the reasons to say that that is an adjective clause. So let's go over the last question quickly. We got 80 points. Very good. And what happened here? The last question is a long one. Number 5. Jose Maria, please go ahead and read.
With a telescope, Galileo studied the Milky Way and discovered a fact that startled many people. The Milky Way is made up of millions of stars. Okay.
So what's the adjective clause?
Let me see. Wow. That's a good one.
Difficult?
Difficult one, yeah.
Difficult one? Okay.
Probably that startled many people, the last one.
Okay. Why? Why do you think that that is the adjective clause?
Probably because that is describing the telescope.
Not the telescope. It's not describing the telescope.
Or
your answer is correct. Look, the answer is correct.
Oh,
but
wow.
Why? We got 100. We got 100. But what is this adjective clause describing? It is not describing the telescope.
No.
It is not describing the Milky Way either. Any idea, guys? Someone who wants to help?
Because
Maria?
modify the noun.
What noun is it modifying?
Fact.
The fact. That's right. Very good. That's right. So let's move on quickly. Let's go back to the book. So give me just a moment, guys. I will show you the book again. So let's check the following quickly. And this is the grammar part about adjective clauses, identifying and non-identifying adjective clauses. We're going to finish with this because of time, and we're going to go over the reminders. So let's read it together quickly. Adjective clauses are used to add variety, sophistication, and interest to sentences. They are useful in combining sentences to provide more detail and information. There are two kinds of adjective clauses, guys, identifying and non-identifying. Now, in the identifying section, we have that identifying, my goodness, an identifying adjective clause has a subject and a verb. It modifies specific nouns, as we said, and pronouns. Can be introduced by who, whom, which, that, whose, where, and when. Guys, you were requested to read this before joining the workshop, okay? So please make sure that you read the contents before the workshops, so that way you know what we're talking about in every meeting. But if you come here and if you haven't read the information, that will make your learning difficult, okay? So please take time to read the information, and if you don't understand anything, I encourage you once again to use the forums to post your questions, okay? Thank you so much for posting your activities. That's awesome, and I really appreciate it, and I will be giving you your feedback in the coming days. But please make questions if you have, okay? So there are also non-identifying adjective clauses, and they have a subject and a verb as well. They are used with the relative pronouns who, whom, which, whose, and it is also used with where and when. But non-identifying adjective clauses cannot be used with that. They must describe a specific person or thing again, and it is set off by commas. It's not essential to the meaning of the sentence, so this can be omitted, okay? And we got some examples over there. But these are examples similar to the ones we saw in the previous activity. So we're gonna finish with the following. Let's move to page 81. Page 82. Exercise number 3. So again, let's finish with this. Okay. Look at the example, guys. Student A asks student B questions 1 through 4. And student B cover the left column and answer the questions and use a variety of adjective clauses in the answer. So let's do it together. Number 1, who is Dr. Adam Grant or Adam Grant? So student B says, oh, he's the one who led the study on leadership. Okay? So, but we need to use adjective clauses over there. So, do you have any idea how to use adjective clauses here, guys? Can you tell me how to use an adjective clause in sentence number 1? How would you combine the two ideas? Does anyone have an idea? Marianela?
Dr. Angan, who led the study on leadership.
Okay, something like that. Okay, who? Because one person is asking, who is Dr. Adam Grant? You say, he's the one who led the study on leadership. Or you can also say, Dr. Adam is the one who led the study on leadership. Okay, very good. Number 2. Who wants to give me an answer for number 2? Quickly. Any idea? Hello? Over there you have to add the information. The question is, what was the conclusion of Grant's study? I think that it was, or I think that something like this happened or something like that happened, okay? Okay, because of time, we will not go over the rest, but let me tell you thank you again, and let me just mention the reminders, guys. So, let me see. Let me just finish with the following. Okay, there is gonna be an oral task. You remember? And by the way, I want to show you something else before you go. I want to show you the platform. So let me see if I can show it to you now quickly. Because there are some of you who haven't entered the platform for some days. So I encourage you to please check the platform every day if you can. If you cannot, please check it as many times as you can. So let me see. Where is it? No, it's not here. I need to show my screen. Okay. So this is the space for you to find all the necessary information related to this course, English Conversation number 3. So you were requested to work on tabs 2 and 3 these last 2 weeks. So over here you'll find everything, guys. The study guidelines, the information for every forum, the academic forums. Here it is where I also share the links with all of you for the workshops. So everything is here, the evaluated forum where many of you participated, and I really thank you for that. There was a confusion over there. You didn't have to share anything here, okay? This is for me to share your grades. So you didn't have to post anything here where it says sharing forum, but just in the evaluated forum. And it is in that part that you will find your grades, guys. And there is a document, well, there are 2 documents about the oral task. The oral task that is for Saturday, September the 11th. So please make sure that you download those documents. And one more time, there is a question and answer forum. Well, this is the one for week number 3. But please make sure that you download these documents, all of the documents that you see here, because they will help you in your development. So the guidelines and the rubric for the activity are already here, as you see, for the oral activity. And you will find the self-study guideline number 3 in tab number 4. Tab number 4, which is this one, which is not available now, but this tab will be open on Monday the 6th. So it means this coming Monday, you will be able to see this available for you. And please make sure that you participate in the academic and the question and answer forums here on campus. And please remember that our next workshop will be on Saturday, the 18th. So it means that basically in around 15 days, we will meet again at 8 a.m. through Microsoft Teams. Now, do you have any question, guys, before finishing the meeting?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for joining today's meeting. I hope to see you again in 15 days. Please make sure that you participate again in the forums in campus. And I hope to see you around in the next days. Bye-bye and have a wonderful day, guys.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
Thank you.